Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Olson. Welcome to the AME office. Just a short video for you today regarding having a backup plan. Now, if you're new to aviation, really what you need to realize is plan A in life is to have plan B, C, D, and E, because being a pilot means employment can swing rapidly from periods of robust hiring to periods of companies tightening their financial belt and pilots being furloughed. So, plan A in life is not to fly a plane. Plan A in life is to have those additional plans. Plan B is to fly a plane. And plan C is what are you going to do if you don't have a job flying a plane? So, when you're hired by an airline, you get hired typically into the right seat as a first officer. And as time goes on, people get hired underneath you, or the pilots above you will go to a different plane. Maybe they upgrade to the captain's seat. Maybe they retire, go to a different airline. But the point is, over time, your seniority increases. But if you're in the right seat and the company has to tighten their financial belt because perhaps the economy changes or there's a war that gets started in Iran, that bottom 30%-ish is going to be at risk of being furloughed. And in that situation, if you don't have a backup plan, you're going to be out of work and maybe working at Home Depot. So one of the things that you need to consider if you're new and you're going into a 4-year program is to consider what your additional degree might be. So a lot of these 4-year programs will offer an aviation sciences degree or perhaps an airport management degree. Now, I think that's great, but with an aviation sciences degree, I don't know what else you do besides fly a plane. And if you get an airport management degree, when there's thousands of pilots on the street and they all have similar degrees and they're all looking for the same job, you might not find employment through that avenue either. So I would encourage you to think outside of the box. If you're going to a 4-year program, you could consider something like a business degree. That's something that you could use just about anywhere. You could think about an engineering degree if you're so inclined. But the point is to think about being outside of the box, perhaps, to be able to find a job in a different area. Now, one of the things that I experienced in my office is on the same day I had two pilots. They both were in their mid 50s. They both had been pilots their entire career. And one of those pilots throughout their career had been furloughed 5 times. The other pilot, not at all. So a lot of this can come down to the luck of the draw. But the point is, you got to be prepared. A prime example recently is what happened with Spirit Airlines. Because of that Iran war, because of fuel prices, the company went out of business, and all of the pilots who were remaining at Spirit Airlines were out on the street looking for a job. And I had to see some of those folks in my office. So the point is, have a backup plan. Be prepared. I hope that helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time in the AME office.